After 10 weeks of being closed, restaurant and bar owners are trying to be heard. In Alexandria, they, along with staff and supporters, marched down 2nd Avenue. Senator Bill Ingebrigtsen was one of them.
This is a wonderful way of demonstrating the right to go to work and the right to have a business in the United States. And quite frankly, it's enough is enough. It's time for the governor to back down, and I know he's been dialing it back here and there, but it's time to get it open. We're gonna have a travesty here in our state if we don't get this going. So I'm here proudly marching with the retailers and restaurant bar owners, and as gloomy a day as it is, it could be a lot gloomier if he doesn't soon react.
Although they come from many aspects of the bar-restaurant industry, the common factor was that they feel the recent ruling to only allow outdoor limited seating is going to be the death of many businesses in Minnesota, as was evidenced by the hearse leading the procession down to Big Ole. Kenny Newman hasn't seen anything like this after 3+ decades in the business.
I've been in business 35 years. I'm $300,000 down since it started. How do you make that up?
Once at Big Ole, several members of the Restaurant Association removed their masks as they spoke. The crowd gathered in to listen. Mike Sieve had been in the business for 40 years. He says it's an economic tsunami hitting the country.
I don't think it's an overstatement. If we don't get open and open soon, not just the restaurants in Alexandria, the small towns, Elbow Lake, Parker's Prairie, they're going to lose the beating heart of their communities. We won't be able to stand it.
Kent Kopp says he's tried to make the best of the situation. Now it's time for action.
For the first 8 weeks of this whole deal, we all put on brave faces and said, we're getting a lot of takeout. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. Well, you know what? We ripped off that brave face in the last couple days, or the last week. And we just want to let the community know, we want to let the governor know that it's not all right.
Kent says local bar restaurant owners have been meeting since early March to learn best practices. He says they are sensitive to the seriousness of the coronavirus pandemic.
We don't want to forget that this is a serious deal. There's a lot of people dying. There's a lot of people getting sick. And nothing we are doing here today or in the last 8 weeks has taken anything away from that. I realize the governor has an incredibly tough job to make these decisions. But what we don't understand is why we're being singled out. Restaurants, gyms, when we put in a lot of time and work, there's a lot of restaurant people that went to the table with the governor and gave him our plan, which I think is very safe. Safer than what you're seeing in many other businesses. And we won't name them because you know what? They're doing their best too. And a lot of their businesses just aren't set up where they can do social distancing. So we're not knocking the other businesses. All we want is our fair shake. All we want is the opportunity to save our businesses.
Retail stores are trying to operate on 50% capacity under new guidance. But for the restaurant bar industry, the indoor ban is said to equal 10 times less than that.
This brings us down to about 5% actual capacity to have outdoor dining only and to have a 50-person cap on outdoor dining. Now, what I've read about the science is that being outside is the safest place for us to be. And so I was so surprised to see a cap put on how many people we can actually dine outside. That made us all worried about what the next step was actually going to look like.
I'll pray every night that this next generation, that the Chads, the Nates, and the people who dream of being an entrepreneur someday will get to fulfill that dream. But if we don't act fast, those dreams are going to dissipate like mist in the morning.
I've probably talked to 50 restaurant bar owners in the last 3 weeks, and not a single one said they're confident they're going to be open in 2021. And you think about that. Some of these restaurants have been open for 50, 60, 70 years, second generation, third generation.
The Restaurant Association, because we are so highly inspected, we know how to be safe. Give us the opportunity, trust us the same as all of the other businesses that have either never been closed or have been allowed to reopen. We know how to do this.
A young woman whose blog was shared with me said that the thing that she missed most with everything that's going on with everybody in masks is looking at people and seeing a smiling face in return. And God, I miss that more than anything.
The gathering lasted about a half hour with a call to action. People were encouraged to write to Governor Walz and let him know what they think. They feel that if he hears the true pulse of rural Minnesotans, he'll have to make some changes. For Voice of Alexandria, I'm Joe Korkowski.